Hello, this is a Pup in the Life. Welcome to a Pup in the Life. Welcome. We are here recording, not walking. Many things to do today, so yeah, that's why. Anyways, let's talk about something that is kind of something that people don't really like to talk about, but still I deem as very important in the management of a company, which is pricings, offers, and in general, how you price your service, how people perceive your service to be, and the right price for the service. Now, Mom recently shared this on LinkedIn, and this post on LinkedIn, this topic on LinkedIn, and she was actually not reprimanded, but somebody kind of said that she needed to point out that the price is the function of cost plus the margin. I'm very happy about it because Mom is a economics graduate, so maybe she just feels this as a too much of an obvious thing. So that's why she didn't really point it out at first, but she's going to do it in this podcast because apparently this is quite important. So please, when you set the price for service and you think about the price for service, please always remember that you need to set out how much does it cost to produce you that product or service, and then how big is the margin that you want to have. For example, let's just say that something costs you 10 euros. Any other price more than 10 euros is your margin. This is what it is. To be honest, I think it's quite obvious, but unfortunately, maybe it's not. So please set this out. Now, who decides how big the margin can be? The simplest answer is you. The more difficult one is you and the market. Why? Because you can have a perception of how is really going this margin situation, how big can your margin be, how valuable your service is, and whatnot. But somebody else might just think something different, which means that your margin is just a matter of subject opinion. And once it's a matter of subject opinion, how can you really tell? Well, it's pretty hard. But let me tell you something that happened to Mom a couple of days ago, twice. Once she was asked to create some posts, some branded content, and the other time she was asked to present at an event. Now, this is something that she's very happy about. Very good occasions, both of them for many reasons. Big companies, interesting companies, good occasions, nice projects, like not something that she's like forced to do. So like pretty amazing, right? So she's done these deals from one time to the other, and she's used to price services including brand claim, media services, her own time sometimes. So like it's really a matter of training, but sometimes the training is not enough because both of the times she or somebody else sent out the offer for her, and in a matter of hours, the two people involved answered yes. And the thing is that sometimes when they do it as fast, it means that the price that you put on the target is just too low. Now, get me. It's not too low for you. It might not be too low for the market. It might just be too low for that person. That's actually a no-brainer for them to just buy what you're selling because the value you provided is really priced higher in their minds than what your actual price is. So, one was very happy for the yes, but at some time she's quite angry and, just tiny annoyed because, she didn't want the negotiation. Because even if you don't know it, the negotiation is there. And you always perform a negotiation, even though you don't know. So, what should you do the next time? What should she do the next time? Well, probably, if you can, raise the price, maybe 10%. Y Combinator, somebody commented on the LinkedIn post, asked you to raise it by 50%, which is, very high, especially if you price it, I don't know, at 1,000 euros, it's going to be 1,500. Like, it's a big increase, but not for some other pockets, maybe. And if you realize that still the price, like, people just keep saying yes, like a reasonable amount of people that you think it's your scale. So maybe not 1 or 2, but maybe 10, 20, 100. It also depends on the type of service you're getting and how many leads you have. Maybe raise it again 10%. And as we, Mom always says, and I said maybe even previously in this podcast, price is always a test, even though it's a function of cost and margin. Mm-hmm. And it depends on many factors that keep changing daily. On a temporary scale that is way, way, way less long and way more way shorter than what you think. Even if you think that 100 euros today are not 100 euros tomorrow. So please play around a little bit with prices, and at some point between a no and another no, you have fun. So this was basically, the LinkedIn post and what there was about it. And to be honest, Mom wanted just to share this type of experience because she found out that maybe some other people just find it very, very awkward to be playing around with prices, and in general to be sending out prices. Like, you have this moment in which you're tingling a bit and you're feeling a bit like, oh my god, like very emotional because you're sending out a quote, you're sending out an offer, and I get it, like it's totally normal. But in the end, what you'll find out is that is probably one of the most important parts in the life of an entrepreneur. And you're going to be fearful when you don't send out offers, but when you do, it means that something is working, at least up until that point. And so I think that, to be honest, this is kind of I would say a rule of thumb that usually, and this is also to say that you are not the market. Like, the market thinks something about you. That also goes in the same way. Let's say you price that 1,000 euros. That thing, 1,000 euros each, right? So each one costs 1,000 euros. If everybody says no, it's either one or the other. People just don't like what you're selling, or they don't think that is the right price. And so you're going to price it a little bit lower. You're going to do 950, 900, 850, 800. And you might just want to discover that you sell way more with a lower price. So it really goes both ways. So I don't know who needed to hear this, but price is kind of something that we tend to overstate as founders, because there are many theories around that, and it feels like very academical or something that needs to be right. And to be honest, I'm not sure that it exists the right price for thing. It exists the right price at that specific moment in time, and that's about it. It's one of the topics that has the most uncertainty in business at all. Like, it's very hard to talk about pricing, to define pricing. It's sometimes even harder to change pricing, but if you can, try and test it as many ways as you can. Now, we're not going to go into the details of how you can have different pricing models and whatnot. Like, it's not the topic of this podcast. Just a matter of sharing experiences, but that's about it. So if you haven't tested your price like that, and if you feel like people are responding way too early, or they're not just saying no for a fact, and everybody is saying no, please take into consideration that some things might be changed. Now, there are many other reasons why in the process of selling, people can just understand that there is a way of getting other info, of not feeling confident about who is selling the product and whatnot, but we are talking just about price. And for price, if they're saying yes straight away, it means that you potentially could have sold it higher in, let's say, the 99% of cases. If they keep saying no, please consider lowering your price, because 2 instead of 100 is better than 0 still. This is typical game theory 101 that you should have studied And if you didn't, please get yourself educated. And if you didn't, just follow this podcast. Sometimes game theory concepts come here, around, and about. Let me know if you had some interesting experience about it. We're ranging episode 100, and it's going to be very exciting. I will send you kisses, hugs, and a bit of barks. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye!